other comments by council?
Yeah, I'd like to move to add an item to the agenda, discussion of individuals impersonating city employees, MUC employees, MUS employees. I'd like to open the agenda and add that, and that's my motion.
We have, could you read that in the formal motion?
Yeah, my motion is to open the agenda to bring up the discussion of individuals impersonating city employees, MUC employees, and MUS employees.
All right, so your first motion is to open the agenda, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to open the agenda at the council meeting this evening. Do we have a second? We have a second by Councilmember Bivens. At this point, council members would, if you wish to discuss this, we may, but I don't think it's discussable. Do you want to discuss it?
No.
At this point, enter your vote. We have 5 yeas, 1 nay, and 1 abstention. Right? So we are going to open the floor. Now at this point, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, based off the affidavit I received, I make the motion that the City of Morristown request that the Morristown Utility Commission file a complaint with the Board of Professional Responsibility against Attorney Linda Noe. Based on the affidavit from Christy Batts, Broadband Division Manager, Clarksville, Tennessee, and I further move that the City of Morristown join this complaint. And that's my motion.
All right, at this time, we, as stated, we have a motion. I won't read it over, Paul, because I can't remember all that. By Councilmember LeBel. Do we have a second?
Second that motion.
We have a second by Councilmember Garrett. All right, do we have any discussion at this point, Council?
Well, I think it's really bad that a person, particularly an attorney who is supposed to have a high ethical standards, would call trying to degrade MUS and try to dig up dirt for you, Mayor, because she is your handler.
I'm sorry, you need to be clear. You're making accusations, sir, that you have no evidence, and if you want to bring that up.
I'm talking, you're actually interrupting. But
I'm
anyway,
just telling you.
furthermore,
Decorum,
the
remember
fact
that
that she went and impersonated MUS employees, I think she needs to be turned in. She talks about accountability. Well, she can be accountable now. And if there's no basis to this accusation, I'm sure the Board of Professional Standards will clear her. But we can't have people going around doing this type of stuff and not hold them accountable. And I would hope you would agree with that.
Any other discussion about council?
There's an affidavit to that effect?
Yes, sir, there is.
An affidavit to that effect that she did what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Any other discussion about council?
Dick, can you explain that? Do you know about this?
Yes, I'm aware of it.
I figured you might. Can you explain what he's trying to say?
I can tell you what I know, and that is that sometime in December, a lady named Christy Batts, who is the manager of the Broadband Division of Clarksville Utilities, received a call from a person identifying herself as Linda Noe. And Ms. Batts describes the conversation they had. And she says in her affidavit that in that conversation, Ms. Noe said she, quote, worked with Morristown, end quote, and then made some references to the fact that Ms. Noe had the budgets of each utility and commented that it looks like you all are doing well, as are we. And it was Ms. Batts' impression from her affidavit that Ms. Noe was an employee of MUC. And she further says that in reflecting upon that conversation later, she called Mr. Benjamin, who is MUC's manager of the FICANET division, and told him that she got a call from one of his employees, and that employee apparently didn't know the proper person to go to get the information that she requested from Clarksville, and she was concerned that they just hadn't communicated that to her. And Mr. Benjamin told Ms. Batts that she was not an employee of MUC or related to MUC. And that's about all I know.
Dick, I have a question for you.
All right.
And this motion is for us. Now, it asks that we also include the city of Morristown in it. Can you tell me the advantages, disadvantages, just what is it?
Well, if I understood correctly, the motion was to request MUC to file a complaint
And
with
then
the
he also
board,
requested that the city.
and to further join that complaint should MUC decide to file. Now, your question.
Well, my question is, does that cost any more for?
It doesn't cost anything.
It doesn't. Liable the city?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you're essentially turning into the board an affidavit and asking that board to review it, I would imagine, and then it'll be, the decision will be up to the board.
How do you know? I mean, is this, she said?
Well, the board will decide that, I guess.
Affidavit.
I've got enough to think that there's enough to move on here, that we can't permit this type of behavior. So, this is up to the board professional standards to decide, the merits on this and how they should react to this.
Affidavit's a little bit more than he said, she said. That's what it's stated.
Any other discussion by council? No other discussion, please enter your vote.
What are we voting on there?
What happened to mine?
Well, you hit no before we got to the voting screen, so that means that
What do I have to hit?
you'll have to, I guess you'll have to
We could do this
yes,
one by
to
vote.
come,
Yeah,
to
we can
come
do a
back
voice
into
vote.
the
You want to do
meeting.
verbal, is that okay?
Yeah, this quick.
Is that okay? Can you
Okay.
call the roll, please? Call the roll.
Councilmember Brooks,
No.
Councilmember Garrett,
Yes.
Councilmember Jinks,
Yes.
Councilmember Bivens,
Yes.
Councilmember LeBel,
Yes.
Councilmember Center. Yes. Mayor Thomas.
No. Thank you for doing a verbal. All right, any other new business to come before council at this point?
Can I comment on it? It's old business, but I need to do it. Y'all had a financial meeting the other day, Kay, and I didn't get any notification at all.
I believe Debbie talked to you because and explained to you because I asked Debbie to make contact.
She
and I'll let-
didn't.
Well, but Debbie, would you mind sharing what you did about contacting Jean for the Finance Committee?
Well, I called right before the meeting, and you were not at home. But I had sent an email out to everyone, and I did not know at that time that you did not get emails.
Well, I told Tony and everybody else I don't get emails.
I'm sorry, and I told you that I was sorry for that.
And,
From now on, I'll be calling you.
But I guess my comment is, Kay, you didn't even get with, I'm on the Finance Committee, but you didn't even ask. I don't know if you asked Claude or not, but if it's okay to have it 4:30 Monday or whatever it was, or whatever, I don't understand that.
That again, I worked